Hi, this is Bill Steffen. Thanks for joining me. And the clock just chimed here. Hey, look at me. I got coat and tie on here. It's kind of nice to get dressed up once in a while. We had a dinner to go to, Gail and I, during the evening. And so I'm still kind of dressed up here. Feels good to be back in good clothes here. Put a suit on for a change. All right, let's take a look at weather across the area. We'll start out with high temperatures here. We're pretty much the same throughout the area. I've had to use look how many places were 57 for a high temperature, including Grand Rapids. Warmest spot was Benton Harbor and South Haven at 59. And you can see in the picture there that we've got a fishing boat off the Holland Channel there. Actually, that is the South Haven Channel, I believe. I miswrote there. But all in all, temperatures here in the mid to upper 50s. We may be a degree or two cooler here during the day today. All right, let's go on here and take a look at the climate data. Sunset's coming earlier and the sunrise coming later. In fact, we're at 8:14 right now. We have the time change coming up this weekend, of course. But we are down to 10 hours and 23 minutes of daylight. That shrinks down to 9 hours here at the winter solstice. Average high temperature is still up at 55. The record high temperature for today, 79, and that was set in 1950, where we had very warm weather around the Halloween time and very cold weather, coldest weather ever in November, about the third and fourth weeks of November that year. And also last year, we reached 79. And then the record low temperature 18 in 1988. That was a super hot summer. And then it got really cold here at the end of October. And you can see Windmill Island picture there where the tree there a little bit past its peak. We had some bright red there a couple of days ago, and the red's kind of dull, but still looking pretty good. And there were a lot of people walking around there enjoying the day. All right, the lake forecast here for tomorrow, north to northwest winds, 12 to 22 knots. Waves start out around a foot and could increase to around 2 to 3 feet here during the afternoon. And water temperatures are on the cool side. Holland there at 52 at the channel. And Reeds Lake inland areas there at 55. You can see the Holland Farmers Market. They had not as many people as they sometimes get on a Saturday, but quite a few people going through there picking up a pumpkin or some nice, fresh, juicy apples. All right, we're going to take a look at the weather to come here. Mostly dry weather. We do have a chance of a shower here Friday and Saturday, but it's only a chance. Most of the time, skies will be partly sunny. So all in all, this overall dry pattern continues. Now, no big storms are expected here over the next 7 to 10 days or so. We're going to take a little time out right here for this message from Ace Hardware Handyman.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, here's a look at what the moon looks like. It's about 60% full and working its way toward the full moon, which will occur here in the first week of November. Really kind of pleasant to see the moon out there. We've had a lot of clear nights here to be doing some stargazing across the area here with the rather clear sky pattern that we've had here much of this fall, September into October. On we go to the severe weather that we had on Wednesday. There was one single report of severe weather. Now, to be severe, the wind has to be 58 miles an hour, and we had one gust of 59 miles an hour. That was at the airport in Oklahoma City. So that was the only severe weather report that we had. Here's a look at what severe weather is going to be looking like here over the next couple of days. We'll start out here with a little bit of a marginal outlook from the Outer Banks of North Carolina up into southern New Jersey. And you can see a non-severe thunderstorm could come west about as far as Cleveland, but not in our area. We won't be seeing anything like that. It'll be dry in West Michigan here during the day today. And then for Friday, no organized severe weather is expected here during the day on Friday. as very calm and quiet conditions exist. And not only in terms of thunderstorms, but in terms of hurricanes, tornadoes. The Earth is, on average, very, very quiet right now, not much in the way of storm activity, outside of the Melissa, which is much smaller than it was, or much weaker than it was when it hit Jamaica. We'll talk more about that here in just a second. I want to show you rainfall for the next 66 hours. And boy, if you're heading east to Cleveland, there's going to be a lot of areas with 1 to 2 or even 1 to 3 inches of rain. And that includes Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. All those areas picking up quite a lot of rain. And there's also a big glob of rain coming into the Pacific Northwest in Washington state. In Michigan, the map will show you that we have a chance for a light rain shower, mainly from lake effect. And taking a look right along the immediate Lake Michigan shoreline, you can see a little bit of green there from Benton Harbor to Grand Rapids to Big Rapids off to the west. And it really wouldn't amount to too much. You can see the rain from the eastern storm does back up into southeastern Michigan. But if you were to draw a line from Angola, Indiana to Jackson to Midland, everything will stay east of there. So it may not, we may not get any measurable rain at all in places like Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. And as you head toward the lakeshore, Muskegon up to Ludington, there may be a few very light showers or sprinkles here, mainly during the day on Saturday, but shouldn't amount to much of anything. All right. Look at the tropics now, and there's Melissa heading through the Bahamas. It's a category, barely a category 2 as I speak. It was, of course, a 5 when it came on shore in Jamaica. It looks like we've had so far 34 fatalities in both Haiti and Jamaica. We may get up to about 50 or so. Hurricanes like this used to have a much higher death toll before we could see them coming, and maybe take some preparations to get out of the way or to hunker down a little bit, but still a devastating storm. I saw that Montego Bay had a wind of 85 miles an hour, and then the eye passed overhead and the wind went down to about 10 miles an hour, and then it picked up again to about 70 miles an hour. So really an amazing hurricane. We do have a path map taking it from the Bahamas right over the ocean. It stays away from the mainland United States. It's going to pass pretty close to Bermuda, where they have hurricane warnings in effect. It'll probably go just a little bit west of them, but that strong south wind will cause some storm surge there. It's going to come close to Newfoundland as a tropical storm, right on the edge there, and then it will kind of make a little bit of a right turn and head toward Europe, where it'll be a windy, rainy day in places like Ireland, England, and maybe northwest France. And in terms of rainfall, this is the additional rainfall that's pretty much over for Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba. But rains continue for a few more hours in the Bahamas, but no real super heavy amounts of rain expected there. That orange color there is about 6 to 8 inches, as opposed to the 20 to 40 inches that they got in parts of Jamaica. If we go to the Eastern Pacific Ocean, Sonia is no longer there. It's just a bunch of clouds. I don't think there's any convection left with it. Tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 7 days. And after Melissa, we may not see any more tropical activity here this season in the Atlantic. The water's still warm in the Caribbean and the Gulf, so I'm a little concerned about those areas. But all in all, pretty much of an average hurricane season in the Atlantic and the Eastern Pacific, and below average in the Western Pacific. And speaking of the Western Pacific, here's the way it looks. One little wave producing some thunder showers there to the west of India. And other than that, not much going on. There's some scattered thunder shower activity, nothing tropical. You can see the bright, clear skies that you have in the Saudi Arabia, parts of Madagascar, Australia. A lot of places seeing some sunshine there. On we go, and Here's a look at today's weather, 55 degrees, mostly sunny skies, mostly clear in the morning, about 37. Most areas will not see frost this morning. There could be some isolated frost in low spots north of Grand Rapids. That would be about it. Winds north to northwest, and it gets a little brisk in the afternoon if you're out in the open, 10 to 18 miles an hour. High temperatures today should be pretty uniform across the state of Michigan. We're looking for readings to be mainly in the mid-50s across the area. And if you're along the lakeshore, places like South Haven and Benton Harbor should also see temperatures here in the mid-50s. Up in the upper peninsula of Michigan, we can look for temperatures here in the low 50s for the most part. And all in all, a pretty nice day. And much of the day today, it will be partly sunny across Michigan. If we could take a look at that map right there, we'll be able to show you there's a lot of green on the map. And that indicates temperatures here in the 50s. Detroit just 50 with the wind coming in off the water. 53, 54, 55 for Grand Rapids. Chicago 55. Traverse City 55. Even up in the UP, there'll be some low 50s up there as well. And then we move on to Friday, Halloween, and we're looking for high temperatures on Friday in the low 50s. Temperatures will be just a touch cooler in parts of the UP where the blue color is. Readings will probably be stuck in the mid to upper 40s. So while the kids are trick-or-treating, mid to upper 40s. Chance of rain, not zero, but it's only about 20%. And then we look at Saturday, and on Saturday we start the month of November with temperatures around 50 in inland areas, 49 or 50. Up in the UP, it'll be a little cooler, some low 40s showing up there with a pretty chilly wind off of Lake Superior. So, but not too bad a day. We do have a chance for an isolated shower, mainly in the lakeshore counties here on Saturday. 5-day forecast looks like this. We'll see temperatures here in the mid-50s down to the low 50s here, and then back to the mid-50s on Monday. Skies will be partly to mostly sunny today. About a 30% chance of a shower on Friday, about a 40% chance of a shower on Saturday. We should be partly sunny on Sunday, chance of rain then about 20%. Don't forget the time change occurs Saturday night. We fall back an hour. And about a 20% chance on Monday. So the chances are fairly low. Low temperatures mostly mid-30s and highs again low to mid-50s. 8 to 14 day outlook again keeps much of the country on the warm side. No sign that any of that cold Arctic air, which is up there, is going to be making a plunge down into the United States anytime soon. We're out to November 6 to 12, and temperatures here remain on the mild side. And in terms of rainfall over that 8 to 14 day period, rainfall across the area quite low across much of the central U.S. with rain in the corners. As you can see, we've got rain in the Pacific Northwest, we've got rain in New England, and we've got rain down in the Florida Peninsula. So all in all for West Michigan here, pretty good day coming up today, partly sunny, low to mid 50s during the afternoon. And I think an overall dry pattern shaping up here over the next 1 to 2 weeks. Well, a note from daughter number 3. Hi, I'm sorry for not joining the show tonight. I have jet lag. Yeah, coming west, that will happen. And it feels so late. I'll try and join tomorrow. If you have any tips for getting over jet lag, please let me know in the comments. My suggestion would be to sleep. That would be my suggestion. All right, what's up next? We've got a couple of things for you here. October 30th, 1945. Jackie Robinson signs for the Dodgers, and that was the Brooklyn Dodgers at the time, if I'm not mistaken. You can see the B on the hat right there. And he looks like he's ready to go. Give me that fastball here, and we'll watch that go. A lot you can read up about Jackie Robinson and Branch Rickey and everything that went on that time. Very, very interesting. And, of course, you can see the effects of that, what's happened here over the past few years. And that's appropriate because the World Series is going on right now. Toronto and the Dodgers, formerly the Brooklyn Dodgers, now the LA Dodgers. All right. October 30th, 1938, Orson Welles' broadcast of War of the Worlds, originally a novel by H.G. Wells. It was no relation to Orson Welles. Plot is one of the early examples of alien-related thrillers. Adapted to radio, broadcast on CBS. And radio was a big deal back then. People listened to radio. There was virtually no TV. No computers, no phones. People did music. A lot of people played musical instruments and learned those in the evening. And of course, listened to radio. Viewers turning in mid-broadcast did not catch the fact that it was fictitious, and many panicked out of fears of an actual Martian invasion. Yeah, that can happen. You got to be careful about that. I always put that disclaimer on there that it's fictitious. Okay, the next slide that we have here for you. The second U.S. president was born on October 30th, 1735 in Braintree, Massachusetts. That's an interesting name for a town. He was rivals with Thomas Jefferson, going against each other in 1796 and 1800. Both he and Jefferson died on the same day, July 4, in 1826. And of course, the second president we're talking about is John Adams. And of course, he was the father of John Quincy Adams. We had another father-son as president, George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush. But that's what Adams looked like right there with the rather hefty sideburns. All right, we got some pictures to share with you here. This is from Matt Rogers. And look at that cute little squirrel right there. Kind of looking at the camera, posing for you there. Like I said yesterday, there's a lot of food out there for squirrels and a lot of nature right now. You get toward the end of the year, and the deer in the woods and in the fields, and I have squirrels in the backyard that live in my silver maple tree, and boy, they are excited to see all the whirlybirds coming down this time of year. We got acorns coming off the oak trees. Really a fun time. But thanks so much for sending along that happy squirrel there, Matt. A couple of more pictures to share with you here from John Doherty. This is the Betsy River Valley. The Betsy River empties into Lake Michigan in Frankfort, and that's where daughter number 3 got her master angler for catching what was a gigantic bowfin, not the most desirable of all fishes, but it counted for master angler. And the Betsy River is a great river for kayaking. There's a lot of people go kayaking and tubing. The river's only about 54 miles long. It goes past Platte Lake and Little Platte Lake, but really, really kind of a nice river to be on, especially if the water's fairly warm in the mid to late summer. And then again, from John Scully, we have a picture here to share with you as well. This is the half moon up there in the sky, just to the right of the pine tree. Looking good. Sky is clear right there. It's interesting to find the moon during the daytime. Sometimes you have to kind of look where it is. And of course, as the moon gets closer to the sun, it's more difficult to see. But pretty easy to see in the evening with the sun still out in the southern sky there. So thanks for all the pictures. You can send us pictures here at bill@billsteffen.com. YouTube channel is BillSteffen616. And we certainly appreciate your staying with us here until the end. Have yourself an awesome day today.